Duane Keefe D. Davis, a pivotal figure in the ongoing investigation surrounding Tupac Shakur's murder, is facing new legal challenges while awaiting trial. Reports from January 29, 2025, indicate that he was involved in a physical altercation at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas. Surveillance footage captured the confrontation, which involved Davis and another inmate, Rocklin Hamilton, who is also facing murder charges. The incident escalated to the point where officers had to intervene, using pepper spray to break up the fight. As a result, Davis has been charged with battery, claiming he was merely standing his ground and acting in self-defense during the altercation. Court records reveal that on December 23rd, Davis was being escorted back to his cell when the confrontation occurred. Hamilton approached Davis, and the two began throwing punches and grappling. The officer escorting Davis called for backup and issued verbal commands for the inmates to stop fighting. But the altercation continued until backup officers arrived to separate them. Both Davis and Hamilton now face charges of battery by a prisoner. At 61 years old, Davis's involvement in this fight comes just 2 days before Christmas. The former member of the Southside Compton Crips was reportedly engaged in a physical struggle with another inmate when the incident unfolded. According to an ABC News report, the two inmates were hitting each other in the face and head, and both were pepper sprayed but continued to fight until they were separated. When questioned about the incident days later, Davis maintained that he was simply standing his ground. This new charge could complicate Davis's legal battle, as his credibility is already under scrutiny with a trial approaching. Any additional charges or behavioral issues could significantly impact how the court perceives him. He appeared in court on the new battery charge, where bail was set at $50,000. However, Davis is already facing a six-figure bail amount related to the murder charge, which is why he remains incarcerated. Many are familiar with the backstory. Tupac was in Las Vegas in 1996 with Suge Knight for a Mike Tyson fight. Among those present were Keefe D., his nephew Orlando Anderson, and other gang members from the Southside Crips. Orlando Anderson had prior conflicts with members of Death Row Records and the rival gang Mob Piru. As the groups were leaving the fight at the MGM Grand, a confrontation broke out, leading to Tupac repeatedly attacking Orlando. This is where Keefe D. allegedly intervened, with prosecutors arguing that he orchestrated the attack to allow his nephew to seek revenge. Prosecutors may argue that this recent altercation in jail demonstrates a pattern of aggression that could influence their strategy against Davis. During a recent hearing, Davis lashed out at prosecutors, expressing frustration over their tactics. He claimed they were using outdated information from a 2006 interview with a gang member to implicate him in Shakur's murder, despite the fact that this statement was made 2 years before any confession he had given. Davis believes that the information used against him originated from retired LAPD detective Greg Kading, who interviewed him as part of the investigation into the murder of notorious B.I.G. The consequences of Davis's latest charge could include extended confinement, loss of privileges, or restrictions on communication with his attorneys, making it more challenging for him to organize his defense. In a recorded interview with Kading, Davis discussed the events surrounding Tupac's case, believing he would receive immunity. He has since argued that the evidence against him should not be allowed in court, claiming he has been cooperative for 15 years and that the information being used against him is outdated. The recent hearing focused on the new evidence and the implications for Davis's bail. The judge denied his initial request for bail, expressing concerns about the individual who was willing to put up more than $112,000, suspecting that person might be a middleman. The judge also noted that there were worries Davis could profit from the alleged crime, although his attorney argued that no law prevents that until a conviction is secured. Beyond his current legal troubles, Keefe D. has also made headlines for his past statements regarding music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. For years, he has claimed that Diddy played a role in orchestrating a plan against Tupac. Allegations have circulated that after Tupac's death, Diddy allegedly paid a middleman, Zip Martin, $1 million that was supposed to be handed over to Keefe D., but Martin kept the money for himself. Davis has stated that Diddy offered him $1 million to target both Tupac and Suge Knight during the height of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. The narrative suggests that Diddy, feeling threatened by Tupac's influence, sought to eliminate him. This speculation has been fueled by the intense rivalry that characterized the hip-hop scene in the 1990s, particularly between Diddy's Bad Boy records and Suge Knight's Death Row records. The story goes that after Tupac was killed, Diddy allegedly gave the money to Zip, who was supposed to pass it on to Keefe D. However, Davis claims that he never received the payment. This raises questions about the motivations behind Diddy's actions and whether he had a more significant role in the events leading up to Tupac's tragic end. As the investigation continues, the implications of Keefe D's accusations against Diddy have reignited public interest in the unsolved murder of Tupac Shakur. The ongoing legal battles and the resurfacing of old allegations have created a complex web of intrigue that keeps fans and industry insiders alike on edge. In recent discussions, the topic of Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder has gained traction, with various figures in the industry weighing in on the matter. Eminem has even suggested that Diddy may have played a role in both Tupac and Biggie's deaths, further complicating the narrative surrounding these iconic figures in hip-hop history. Tupac Shakur, a cultural icon of the 1990s, tragically lost his life on September 13, 1996, at the age of 25. His death remains one of the most enduring mysteries in hip-hop. On the night of September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot in a drive-by incident in Las Vegas while riding in a car driven by Suge Knight. The events leading up to his death involved a confrontation with Orlando Anderson, a known gang member, which escalated into violence. Despite the numerous theories surrounding Tupac's murder, the Las Vegas Police Department has never made any arrests in connection with the case, leaving many questions unanswered. The speculation surrounding Diddy's potential involvement continues to fuel discussions about the East Coast-West Coast rivalry and the tragic consequences that ensued. As the legal proceedings unfold, the public remains eager for answers regarding the events that led to Tupac's death and the potential connections to Diddy. The ongoing dialogue surrounding these issues is crucial, as it not only impacts the artists involved, but also shapes the industry's landscape for future generations. In conclusion, the relationship between Keefe D and the events surrounding Tupac's murder is complex and fraught with contradictions. As more details emerge, the narrative will continue to evolve, shedding light on the intricate dynamics of loyalty, betrayal, and the pursuit of success in the music industry. The quest for justice for Tupac Shakur remains a powerful force, and as the investigation progresses, the hope for answers continues to resonate within the hip-hop community. The world is watching closely, eager to see how this saga unfolds and what it means for the legacy of one of music's most influential figures.